Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer. Today we're playing as a brand new faction just released, the Tomb Kings. I've always been really drawn to undead factions in games. I'm not sure why, something about it just resonates with me. And these guys I think are super cool. They are very unusual, very unlike the other factions in Total War Warhammer. We're going to be playing as Settra the Imperishable rather than any of the other three today for a couple of reasons. Number one, his start position is in a place that we haven't played at all yet in previous campaigns. And number two, his unique Lord mechanics favor the use of chariots a little bit, which I think is something I could stand to improve. I don't know that I've ever gotten good value out of a chariot, so this'll provide me an incentive to get better at the game. He also just has +2 public order everywhere, +10 growth everywhere, and lowered construction time for the settlement buildings. So just a big bunch of generally good stuff. We're playing on very hard, and we'll talk about the Tomb King mechanics once we've properly loaded into the game here. For now, let's watch this.
The sands of time ravage all. Mortals. Monuments. Even civilizations cannot stand against it. Their remnants lost beneath the dunes, awaiting discovery by the brave or foolish. Like time itself, the living are not welcome in Nehekara.
Sorry, time is not welcome?
The land of the dead, ruled by the Tomb Kings, where only the expired may serve.
That's like kind of a drastic thing to say. Yeah, we don't have time here. We kicked time out.
Now cursed with undeath, they crave power more than any living thing. And none more so than Settra, the Imperishable. Eternity was promised, but the Tomb Kings awoke to unlife, no longer beatific sovereigns. Their kingdoms as decayed as their bodies. The glory of Khemri lost, forgotten. Comet, an omen. The Black Pyramid stirs, but does not wake. A vessel of untold power, awaiting a new master, but it remains sealed. The Lich Priests are tasked with finding access. They venture deep into the catacombs, seeking clues. Discovering an obelisk inscribed with hieroglyphs as old as the desert gods. The answer lies in the 9 books of Nagash, the original tomes of undead lore, authored by the Arch-Necromancer. Due to the turbulence of the vortex across the ocean, not 9, but only 5 books are needed. Then, the pyramid shall open. Time has seen the books lost, scattered. Other Tomb Kings will seek them, for all desire the Black Pyramid. Begin the search. Raise your warriors. The legions of Khemri march to war.
So yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on there. Also, 9 books. I mean 5 books, you know, because there's turbulence or whatever. So, the Vortex was mentioned there. We're playing the Vortex campaign. But we don't actually engage with the Vortex mechanic at all. And actually, I'm not sure if the AI are even playing the Vortex game. Well, hold on. We'll talk about it in a second.
King of kings, Lord of the shifting sands, eternal ruler of mankind, rest no longer. Nehekara will be restored to greatness. Savage greenskins threaten to raid my lands in the east. They have defiled my temples before. I shall ensure their extinction. More godless orcs dwell in the mountains to the south. But a much greater threat squats within my kingdom. The Neckrach Brotherhood leech upon my realm. A parasite that must be purged. But they are all mere distractions. I hunger for more. The power of the Black Pyramid. It stands guarded by a sentinel army and behind magical bonds that can only be unraveled by owning books of Nagash. The books shall be mine, and so will the pyramid. For I am Settra the Imperishable. I do not serve, I rule.
Okay, Settra could probably take it down a notch. It's a little intense. So, here's the deal with us. Within the Black Pyramid, a great power lies dormant, waiting to be unlocked. We gotta find these books, right? 5 of them, not 9 of them. Don't believe what you've heard. It's only 5. Tomb King factions can recruit units without paying for them. We don't pay for recruitment, and we don't pay for upkeep. But each unit type has a cap, a pretty tight cap, that can only be increased by building more recruitment buildings. So we're going to need to build recruitment buildings in more places than we would with most factions. And also, our economy is going to work completely differently, because the vast majority of your money with most factions is tied up in unit upkeep and paying for armies and stuff. So I have no idea what any of this is going to look like in practice. Tomb King factions must delve into their past secrets to increase the number of armies and heroes they can field, or to enlist the aid of mighty lords from ancient dynasties. So I guess we have an army cap. We'll have to tech for more armies. And we have a unique currency, canopic jars, which we can combine with trade resources and money to craft into magic items or awaken legions of legend, which you may have guessed are pretty similar to regiments of renown. Alright, collect some books, get money in jars, fight some orcs, get money in jars, do research, get money. Okay, fair enough. Pretty easy quests. So, we just played a ton of High Elf, and in that High Elf campaign, we almost exclusively fought High Elves and Dark Elves. We really didn't see the other factions very much. So, I'm pretty happy to be fighting greenskins here. It's nice to have a little bit of variety. So we started with some skeleton warriors, a unit of tomb guard. These are, I think, considerably more elite. Yeah, 47 melee defense, that's not bad. Not really anti-infantry, unfortunately, and I don't imagine that the orcs are going to have a lot of large stuff for us to fight this early in the game. We have an anti-infantry chariot. So I'm not great with chariots, like I said. My understanding with chariots is that generally you want to be cycle charging, like hit them, pull out, and hit them again. You don't want to stay in and fight. And that seems to be borne out by the fact that this charge bonus is absolutely bananas, but we have actually pretty bad melee attack and defense. So these guys are going to be a little micro-intensive. Also, there's 12 of them in this unit. That is a lot more chariots than other people get access to, I think. And then we have some kind of horrible monster. Anti-infantry, armored, armor-piercing. Yeah, that's a fair amount of armor. High weapon strength. Apparently it has ranged attacks. It causes terror. This thing just seems great. 110 armor with over 10,000 health. Man, I wouldn't want to see this across from me on the battlefield in the opening turns of the game. That seems like bad news. What are we going to build? So we have this building. It's giving us 2 capacity for chariots. Okay, we can unlock archer chariots and eventually catapults. These are obviously things we're going to want. What else should we build? We have a unique thing here, which seems fine. It does generate canopic jars, which is probably a big deal. We're going to need a lot of sources of those, I think. We have access to a gold mine, which gives a little bit of income, and also some golden idols. Recruitment buildings. So we have an archer building. Oh, it's not just an archer building. It's kind of a weird general purpose skeleton guys building. And then here we have... Okay, Settra, calm down. Over here we have a cavalry thing. You know what? I would love to have archers, actually. That sounds pretty great. What else do we want to look at? Yeah, the books. So what is the story with these? These are kind of scattered all over the world. So, like, to get this one, we have to defeat some minor faction. To do this one, we have to take over a settlement. Alright. Well, this is the one that's closest to us. Campaign line of sight over regions with golden idols, marble, and gemstones, plus 20% trade income. That's interesting. Where exactly is this? The Lost Plateau. Okay. Yeah, we currently don't have a lot of incredible-looking sources of income, so I guess that'll be our medium-term goal. Settra's very loud. Our near-term goal is obviously let's crush some orcs. So, when do we get our first regiments of renown? Wow, level 10. Okay, it's gonna be a little while. And these, I'm assuming, yeah, these are the ones we have to build in the mortuary cult. Now let's cap out our chariots and I guess just get a bunch of swords. There's not really a reason for us to recruit spears, I don't think. They're very similar units. Yeah. The swords are slightly better at actually fighting. Oh hey, we have a weird fancy tech tree. Okay, what is up with this? Okay, so each one of these gives us +1 army capacity, but dramatically reduces our research rate. The top tech in each one costs 200 canopic jars and gives you a special lord, like a fancier lord. That's pretty cool. +8 melee attack for the whole army when fighting in desert terrain seems awfully good at this point in the game. Ooh. Okay, I do love an early big boost to campaign movement range. And then hero capacity stuff. Sort of general unit buffs is very familiar. Okay, again, general unit buffs. They're sort of grouped by purpose, like this is the horseman tree. Alright, and again, okay. So the top part of these is always +1 hero capacity for each of the types, although they're locked behind different costs. So like here in the 4th Dynasty, +1 Tomb Prince is 1,000 gold, where in the 3rd Dynasty it's 100 canopic jars. So that's interesting. Public order, income from settlements. The 3rd one seems strong. Tomb Scorpions, Carrion Units, Sepulchral Stalkers. Boy, I don't have any idea what those are. The 5th Dynasty, Necropolis Knights, Skull Catapults. Okay. And the 6th Dynasty is War Sphinxes, Necrosphinxes, Ushabti, which I believe are monstrous infantry, so this is like the monster part of the tree. Minus 10% cost for construct recruitment buildings. Alright. And these are unique followers. Unique followers that give some kind of massive buff to the army they're embedded in. Tomb Guard are part of Settra's traits. Buffs to Tomb Guards. This one's pretty interesting to us. And if we get them all, we can get another +1 army capacity. And +3 global recruitment capacity. That's actually pretty significant. Alright, well, all that stuff... Oh, except I didn't actually choose. We're definitely going First Dynasty because I want the Proclamation. That seems awfully good. We're going to have to make some money. What else do we need to look at? What haven't... Oh, this thing. So, we need Canopic Jars to increase our army capacity. To build the Legions of Legend. Okay, and we can just craft like normal magic items with them, and as long as we have access to certain trade goods. It doesn't seem to matter how much of the trade good we have, just that we have some of it. That's very interesting. So we have a lot of control over the kinds of equipment we end up with. Okay. I think I have some idea here. 16 minutes into the video seems like a fine time to go to turn 2. So like I said, there's a lot of weird mechanics with these guys. I'm pretty excited to dig into all these systems. But first, let's kill every orc. Alright, construct a building that permits recruitment of more units. Oh, that'll complete itself next turn. Alright, he's just a lord with 6 units at his back. We can probably do this. And we're going to do it manually. An auto-resolve there would have been significantly in our favor, but we should feel out our units a little bit here. In particular, I'm curious what the Necrosphinx is really going to be able to do. You know what? 21 Winds of Magic is totally fine. I didn't actually look at Settra's abilities. Okay, big weapon damage boost. Seems fine. It's worth noting that it's a percentage boost, so it's better used on units that are already pretty good. We also have 3 uses of an explosion, a self-targeted explosion that does not do damage to friendlies. Okay. So Settra, despite being a caster, sort of, really wants to wade into battle. Yeah, and in fact he has 60 attack, 55 defense, 470 weapon strength. Yeah, wow, he's a good fighter. And no big surprises for anything else here. I mean, I don't really have a problem with the way these guys are aligned, but let's get close. Alright, so I think we probably want to send the skeletons up. Here, we'll move 1 unit of skeletons up here so that they can start establishing a flank. Our chariots are going to charge through there. The skeletons are going to provide a meat shield that our better troops can advance through. And I'm going to have to try to... Hold on a second. We have like bars and stuff that I don't know what they do. But I'm going to have to try to pay extra attention to the chariots that I'm actually microing them. So what is this? This is the Realm of Souls. As Tomb King warriors die on the battlefield, their spirits enter the Realm of Souls. As the Realm of Souls fills past certain thresholds, the units that remain will regenerate for short periods. Okay, so every time my units die and we get bursts of regeneration. And when the Realm of Souls is full, we get a free unit of Ushabti, which, like I said, I believe are monstrous infantry. So just great big infantry. They degrade over time like all summoned units. I don't know, it seems pretty good. Alright, back to what we were doing. Alright, we'll just throw a charge into these guys. I mean, there's no reason really not to just send in the clowns here. Okay, so they are retreating largely. Ooh, our charge did not actually go through them. I was kind of hoping we would go right through. I don't think we actually want to stay engaged, especially with Savage Orcs. Savage Orcs are a little bit better than normal orcs at fighting standard just infantry battles because they have a significant amount of physical resistance. So we want to get, like, all the way into the enemy units, right? Try to disengage here. So it would be really cool if we could hit these archers in the back. And these skeleton warriors can come up and tie those dudes up. We should cast rather than not casting. And let's get down here and watch the carnage a little bit. Things seem to be going alright for the moment. Wow. Oh, Settra, come on, you're so close. You know what? That's probably good. Let's see what this explosion does. Well, it scares them, I'll tell you that. Alright. Keep the pressure up. Don't let the retreating enemies regroup. Oh, never mind. Looks like we still have some stuff to fight over here. Also, this War Sphinx seems to kind of not care about my orders. I think we're still having the units forgetting their orders bug. I had hoped that was fixed by now. You know, I'll say this. The War Sphinx is really not taking very much damage. He's been behind our lines fighting enemies by himself quite a bit so far this battle. And he's taken, like, no meaningful damage. Alright, so we're crushing them on this front. The chariots are not doing quite as well against the archers as I had hoped. You know, it's not a total rout. Let's fall back and charge into them again. They're actually chasing us, and they're pretty fast. Alright, turn around and let them have it. Oh, we hit a regeneration threshold. I was wondering what all that green crap on us was. Alright. Let's see if we can get Settra over here and blow up on these guys. I'm sure that'll finish the fight. Actually, it looks like the fight is kind of finished already. That's pretty significant knockback. Yeah, alright, it was okay damage. These orcs can't quite decide whether they've given up or not. Yeah, see, our chariots are losing their attack commands. Alright, we're about to lose a unit of skeletons over here, but I don't think it's a big deal. Alright, stay on them. This has gotta end pretty soon. There's only so many times you can give up and regroup, right? Yeah, okay. I'm starting to see actual routes here. Those orc archers are firing while completely shattered. That's a cool trait I didn't know they had. Yeah, okay, so I have something of a feeling. It's worth noting that the chariots, when I left them engaged, were losing to archers. And I mean, I know they're orc archers, and in fact they're savage orc archers, I think. So out of all the archer units, probably the best at close range fighting. But even so, they're still archers, so we need to be pretty careful with these chariots. We really can't leave them involved with stuff. Okay, occupy for jars in the city. Raids also gives us the jars, or we could sack and do some help. Obviously, we want to complete our province, so we need to take this properly. Alright, maintain control of a province, so we get the same tutorial missions as everybody else. Okay, he has a lot of skills. So let's have a look at the blue line stuff first. I usually find the blue line pretty compelling, because Route Marcher is obviously bananas. So public order, raiding income, Big casualty replenishment rate boost. Wow, that is huge. And some passive jar income. I'm not sure how important 3 extra jars per turn is going to be. I guess if you take this on every one of your lords, it probably adds up to quite a bit. Pretty standard, plus recruitment capacity stuff. Lightning strike. Oh yeah, the stuff that I usually go into the blue line for, a lot of it is upkeep related. And since we're not paying upkeep for our units anyway, the top part of the blue line is a little bit less compelling to me than it usually is. In the red line we have big leadership boost. And big leadership boost with a heal on it. He can get Arcane Conduit. Oh, he has access to a lot of spells. He is a proper wizard, in addition to being what looks like a pretty great fighter. Okay, more big boost to Tomb Guards and Chariots. Coming up. We'll eventually get access to the Chariot of the Gods. That seems like it's got to be pretty alright. Alright. I think I'll probably push to Canopic Jar Hoarder. Maybe up to Attend Me. But I'm not going to fill out the blue line like I do with a lot of lords, because without the upkeep reduction, it's just, I don't think, just not that important. Alright, definitely get me some archers. And I guess we'll just fill with skeletons. Okay, these guys don't like us enough to sign a pact or anything, probably. Yeah. Those with grand ambitions who lust for power are always the first to fall. So this guy is going to be pretty chill, I guess. He's already sated. But also, power is everything. I don't know if you knew. Well, that combination of traits makes it hard for me to predict this guy's behavior. Alright, we probably don't want to try to make friends with the Necroarch Brotherhood anyway, since we're going to be fighting them soon. Alright. So what is my province? Okay, it's also Zandri. Well, as much as I want to finish off these orcs, I kind of feel like we should go get Zandri. And just unite this thing properly. Also, I wonder if we should tear down one of our recruitment buildings in order to build a growth building. It would be nice to have access to the extra recruit slots earlier. This has given me 4 skeleton archer capacity. I probably don't need 8. Alright. We'll put in a growth building here, and then we'll build the archer building again later once we have some more slots unlocked. Man, the War Sphinx definitely seems like a pretty great unit. So as much as I want to go after Gorgazan, I think probably we should unite our province, try to get things relatively stable, and then worry about wiping out the orcs. Maintain a total of 8 units of spearmen or warriors. The most expendable warriors of antiquity, in fact. Also gain access to iron. Well, should we just go for that then? Alright, I'm assuming we have access to a growth building. Alright, it looks like resource buildings are always rank 2 for these guys. What do we have access to here? Public order and corruption reduction. Access to birds. Weak bird units. So here's our growth and replenishment rate structure. And then an income and movement range boost for armies starting in this region. That's an interesting line of buildings. I think we definitely want to build a growth building. And I am, in fact, going to head over here. Oh, this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass, though, huh? With the rivers in the way. I mean, I guess there's a road over them. Wait, am I not... Oh, no, the line that marks the end of my province is all the way over there. Okay, well, in that case, let's just get over here this turn. Alright, we'll get that captured, and then we will strengthen our force and head after these orcs. I I can't imagine they're going to be too much of a threat. I mean, Savage Orcs are a pain to fight, but I don't think they will have built any of the cool Orc units by the time we get there. We're not going to see any giants or anything. Search ruined settlement for treasure. I don't want to search the ruined settlement for treasure. I want to settle it. Yeah, I'm just going to colonize it. I want it now. I don't want to worry about treasure. Seems like a waste of my time. The god of the desert is invoked, and a mighty sandstorm blasts across the dunes to rid the land of the dead of trespassers, both living and dead. We've unlocked our first right. All regions belonging to you will be hit by sandstorms, causing attrition. We are immune to sandstorm attrition. We have greater ambush success chance, and... okay, we even get an in-battle ability that makes our guys sneaky. What is this? A Casket of Souls becomes available. It is a very high damage artillery unit. Okay, that's exciting. That's right, we'll unlock after owning 20 units. A unique hero capable of colonizing ruins. That sounds actually very useful. This right, we'll unlock after performing an action with a normal Necrotect. And then over here we have Canopic Jars and Growth, construction time down, and the Tomb Swarm ability, a direct damage ability, after we construct a Hakaran Citadel. Well, I don't know what that means.
Settra the Imperishable.
Alright, how good is this port going to be? Yeah, ports really do not generate a lot of money for these guys. So let's see here. Construction rate down, tax rate up. Wow, plus 20% casualty replenishment rate. Honestly, I think we might set that as the mode for this province for the moment, just so that we can recover quickly from having settled here. And who have we met?
These lands are ours by the right granted from the Lady of the Lake. What do you want?
I'm surprised these guys don't have some major penalty to relations with us, given, you know, the fact that we're undead and everything. Well, whatever. I'm not going to complain about not having more enemies. Alright, so 1 or 2 turns at most of this plus 20% replenishment rate thing should be sufficient. And we can hit that that little settlement there with a full stack, probably. Or at least close to. Alright, we did it. We maintained the control. We have already issued a commandment. Alright. We're killing it out here. So our units our army is at 15 of 20 right now. Yeah, I guess we just keep pushing recruitment.
Settra is desiccated.
Right, so that's done. Yeah, 56 is a pretty good rate of growth. We should be able to afford some decent upgrades. Our public order is kind of in the toilet, but there's not really a lot we can do about that right this second. We have other things on our minds. Really, they have a second stack already. You know what? I'm glad I didn't go after Gorgazan. Because both of those stacks must have existed for a while. Oh. Choice of servants. A Tomb Prince, Necrotect, and a Lich Priest enter your throne room and offer themselves in your service. So we can tell them to all go away and just bring us a bunch of money. Or we could grab a hero. Tomb Princes serve to protect their kings while imbuing battlefield units with experience and increasing public order. These guys are wizards, and Necrotects improve construct units' performance in battle while granting greater mobility and improved income in campaign. I do like greater mobility, but also we kind of just need combat units right now. Let's get a Tomb Prince. Successfully carry out any hero action. And at the start of your turn, have some jars to get some cash. Sure.
Honor demands it.
Alright, so he can spread public order, he can train, he can assassinate heroes, assault garrisons and units. Yeah, basic hero stuff. Now this is tricky. We gotta be a little bit careful here. I do not want to get grabbed by both of those units. Probably the smart thing to do is to ambush. Hold on. Okay, yes, we do have a normal ambush stance. We also have Entombed Beneath the Sands. Enables replenishment and access to the global recruitment pool, immune to attrition. Okay. It's a mobile sand veil. It's a sand veil that I can trigger whenever I want. We can raid. Okay, yeah, everything else is pretty normal.
Parched desert heat. Move, I say.
Let's move over to Salt Plain and sit in ambush mode.
Shall perish.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
This is where. King of Kings.
Because obviously they're going to want to take back their settlement. So I'm hoping they just kind of blunder directly into our ambush. Alright, that's a pretty decent income boost, in addition to getting us the recruitment slots, the building slots that we desperately need. Brain totally went blank there. Huh, well, we could unlock these guys, and that would give us a full stack. Or we could hold our canopic jars to make something better. We're halfway to being able to build some pretty good weapons. Or some armor with considerable ward save. Ooh, regeneration and poison attacks. That's a pretty good item. Yeah, 15% ward save, 5% physical resistance on a craftable. That's pretty alright. You know what? I think we're going to do it. We're going to get Legions of Legend with it. Let's go ahead and get these guys.
Only slaves worry about heat.
There we go. Now we have a full stack. So we have some flying war beasts that apparently can drop bombs on people. Should we also start a sandstorm? That seems like overkill. Alright, let's see if they fall into our very cunningly laid trap. Just sort of walked up right in front of them and then went into ambush mode. But you'd be surprised how often this works. Oh, are they going for it? Are they falling for it? I think they might be. Nope, they're not moving far enough in to fall for it. Are they just going to stand near each other? Ah, inconvenient. Well, I don't know if we can take both of them at the same time.
It's close.
Ah, we got caught. Well, we've unlocked another right, and we've gained a significant amount of campaign movement range. The conclave of your generals has struck upon the motion of pressing popular musicians into military service. This has come as a shock to the performers in question. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. Even if what you gotta do is, violently press gang some musicians into serving.
No fool that's safe in the world.
So they have 25 units between the two of them. Or 24, rather. And a lot of my units are these really bad skeletons. I'm not sure we can attack. Man, 5,000 gold for that great incantation of Tehoth. That's a shame. I could use a Casket of Souls. I could use a high damage artillery unit. Well, But I don't think I can fight them, and I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to start summoning a second army yet. Yeah, we're at our max right now. What are we going to do? Situations like this, I wish I had lightning strike. Alright. As dumb as this is, I'm gonna try the ambush thing one more time. They foiled it by spotting me last time. They won't necessarily spot me again. I really do need them to stop raiding, though. At least they're not getting much out of it. Oh. He did not spot the ambush. Okay, we don't need to do this manually. This is not a good use of our time. Alright, so... interesting. The release of its energy is used to invigorate your warriors and send them forth to the fray. So we can gain a significant campaign movement range buff. Get 30 canopic jars, or take some replenishment. Immediate replenishment plus a significant replenishment rate boost for the next couple turns. Well, we need jars for stuff. I think more than we need the extra campaign movement range, because we're not moving very far over the next couple of turns. Yeah, we'll take the jars. Really? That's considered to be a favorable engagement for them. Alright, well, let's do this. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess the game does not always do a good job of calculating the value of reinforcements, so this is going to be skewed in his favor. And his units do have, I think, 25% physical resistance. It's a significant amount. Plus, a lot of our units are really bad skeletons. Oh, really? Settra's army's coming in from behind these guys. I'm not really sure how that works. Alright, since we're coming in over here, actually, this is what we'll do. Why are you all the way over here? Okay. We'll set up on this bridge in a way that leaves our archers protected, and we can push forward if these guys turn around, you know. I think this should work. Let's hope. So how are we going to come in over here? Oh man, we are coming in like spread out to the maximum. This actually really sucks. Alright, everybody just pursue. Pursue hard, as hard as you can. They don't really have much in the way of ranged units. So let's see. We only have one charge of our bombs here, but let's go ahead and drop the bombs. Oh, the chariots should probably... Wow, we just ran right through that pyramid, whatever that was. Alright, what happens here? Wow, that's powerful. Okay. We should probably command everybody else a little bit more carefully. So you... They're pushing a bunch of units up here to flank the city garrison, and I'm actually 100% fine with that. The city garrison will recover. So let's focus on this half of their army. They split their army in half. I think it was probably a really bad play on their part, and we're going to take maximum advantage of it. Alright, you guys just try to get in there. Where's my other chariot? Shouldn't I have 2? Okay. We probably don't want to charge into the boar boys, because they probably have enough mass to withstand the charge, and they will probably beat the crap out of our dudes in a one-on-one fight. But maybe we just swing this chariot around this way and try to catch these guys on this side. And also, maybe we pull the War Sphinx back for a second. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Change the target of your charge, hit those guys as hard as you can to distract them from the War Sphinx, and then get the hell out of there. I'm a little worried about sending in the birds. I think they probably are pretty weak. It's my guess from using bird-type units in the past. And it sounds like he says King of Henry.
Great King.
Yeah, there are probably some Tomb Kings named Henry. Alright, we managed to get the Halberd Tomb Guards in on the Boar Boys. That's pretty great for us. Alright, good charge. Get the hell out of there. Oh no, our chariots got completely surrounded. Alright, we're about to lose our garrison, but we're shredding these guys due to vastly superior local numbers. Up there, you guys get out. They're never gonna get out. Well, that unit of chariots is dead. It's fine. They're cheap. They're easy to hire more. So our fighting hero over here is actually halberd infantry. So he should do well against these boar boys if he can get in behind them. Alright, there goes our first wave of regeneration. Let's keep our buffs rolling. We want to try to swing guys around and hit the flanks of the enemies. As best we can. Probably we don't need this many units for the purpose of fighting the enemy's lord. Boy, we hit that second regeneration thing very quickly. Worryingly quickly. Alright, these boar boys are gonna cause some problems. Alright, that should break those guys. Yeah, and our War Sphinx is repeatedly losing his orders. That's annoying.
Settra the imperishable. My orders.
Oh, hey. We hit the third thing. Let's summon some Ushabti directly on top of these archers. I don't actually have any idea what this is going to look like. Okay, so Ushabti are like big Anubis statues. Alright, they seem to be pretty alright at fighting. So we've got some aerial backup coming in for those guys. We have a lot of units kind of standing around awkwardly, not doing a lot of work. Try to pull some of the... It really only has to be the Tomb Guard over here. For some reason, their lord is just not willing to give up, ever under any circumstances.
Bring me the bones.
Yep, and the War Sphinx still has no respect for the orders I give it. I hate the fact that the camera, like, falls into the gaps. Alright, so I have the Ushabti hit from the front here, and the vultures descend on the backside. Alright. I'm seeing a lot of breakage over there. Yeah, this looks like we should be very successful. Trying to get Settra to come around to here. We want to be near the greatest enemy density before triggering the next explosion. Actually, it kind of looks like all of the enemies are giving up. Never mind, we're good. We won. Okay. These Ushabtis seem pretty alright. Their melee attack's actually not super high. Their weapon strength is bananas, though. Alright, I'll take that. It's maybe not the most impressive victory that we could have gotten against such a relatively small and weak orc force, but victory is victory. And we actually lost very few figures in our army. The garrison will regenerate quickly. We don't have to worry too much about that. So, you might have noticed there that especially when I'm not pausing the game very much, I'm just not that great at the battle system. My micro, it's not good. So, we're going to be doing a lot of our winning on the strategic map, but I do like the battles. This is a considerable amount of money, and now we really do want to be able to march on their settlements. But also, we've taken some injuries here, and I do want to be in fighting shape as well. Let's take the movement range for now. Okay, there's vampires just kind of running back and forth to the south of us. We'll worry about that later. So, am I going to take this canopic jar thing? You know what? I am. We'll find out if it's, oh, I had 2 skill points.
A good servant.
We'll find out if it's a reasonable number. So that's, okay, it's available on all the heroes too, it looks like. So, extra XP per turn. You know what? I'm going to go for the canopic jars. Let's just really, really lean into early production of these.
Mighty am I.
Yep. Almost no meaningful losses. Alright, we're already producing a pretty good number of jars per turn. And thanks to all this movement range... Okay, cool. Extra leadership against greenskin armies. So is that their final settlement? It's the only one left in this province. Yep, okay. That's their final settlement, and they currently have no units. So we should be able to clean this up. Do I want to grab this massive replenishment rate boost? Like, go get Lightning Strike? Or do we want to lean out right away into, like, our yellow or red lines? You know, a massive replenishment boost really is very powerful. Let's take that. You... Okay, plus 150 income is actually a pretty huge percentage increase to our income. And what else needs upgrading? So this is going to get us Nahakara warriors. Anti-infantry damage dealers. I mean, those seem a heck of a lot better than skeleton swordsmen. Ah, but we only get to upgrade 1 building. So do I want archer chariots or do I want more warriors? I think I probably want, like, just better fighters. We can get more units to flank with and stuff later. It's important that we be able to hold the line for now. Okay, so we don't need this anymore now that our unit's out of range. So let's focus on growth, I think. Public order is... it's negative, but it's not going down very quickly. Alright, if we can hit Galbaraz before they manage to do any recruiting there, we should be good. Oh, yeah, and we got access to iron. We're going to have to look into exactly what we can craft with the resources we have access to here. Settra surveys the world around him and finds it wanting. All will submit to his rule. All will serve the imperishable. The time has come for Settra to regain his crown, spirited away by tomb-defiling Northmen as he slept away the ages. The King of Kings will see his birthright returned. The lands of the Northmen are far distant, though, and a significant journey will be required. But first, wood must be hewn, timbers sealed, and a fleet constructed. Settra must put the Necrotex to work and construct a port capable of rebuilding his royal barge. Okay, a grave port. Actually, we have one of those, right? Yeah. Oh no, sorry. This is the grave port. Okay. And we gotta finish off the top knots. Shouldn't be a problem. This item that we just got a quest for, what actually is it? 5% physical resistance, 3 armor, better interception chance, and a constant aura, a pretty large one, 55 meters, that just gives a bunch of damage to our allies. That seems awfully good. Alright, we have crazy movement range, so we can just get up here and engage the siege. Okay, and that prevents them from mustering at all either. We could auto-resolve this. We could manual it too. The thing is, I'm not actually sure that I will do better manualing. I'm not great at the battle system, and I just kind of want to get these guys out of the way so we can focus on our real game. We'll just accept some heavy losses. It's okay, they're just skeletons. We can get more. Definitely on fire. Sour Gork's chosen killed. Do you think that he is the Sour Gork's chosen, or that he's the chosen of Sour Gork, who is even more brutally cunning than normal Gork? As expected, these living, breathing greenskins do not pose much of a challenge. Yeah, that was pretty straightforward. Alright, and we've gained access to a strategic location that has, wow, a really large number of factions that it's important to. That's interesting. It says it's important to the followers of Nagash. It just says Tomb Kings when it means us, right? This may provide a unique building chain. Yeah, to the Tomb Kings. So the followers of Nagash, that's not me then. Right? Because it would say Tomb Kings if it meant us. Interesting. Can I see the building browser? Royal Burial Chamber. It just generates canopic jars? What, through, like, spontaneous generation, or? Seems odd. Okay, do I want to continue taking levels of Soul Reaper, or do we want to move toward Lightning Strike? Lightning Strike isn't super important. It's really, really valuable a couple of times each campaign. I think it's more important on higher difficulties, though, because of the fact that you're unlikely to be able to just overwhelm the enemy with numbers. Sometimes you have to kill 3 stacks with 1 stack, and Lightning Strike is the way you're going to get that done. Yeah, let's move toward Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is still important. It would have made things easier, like, even just a minute ago. So, hold on a second. We're, like, at the very, very edge of the map, right? I had assumed this was Fog of War that would clear up as we got closer to it, but we are pressed right up against it now. Do I want to take a level up, or do I want to save my population to level up the capital? I think the latter. I think we're gonna hold on and just level up the capital next. So what else do we want to build? Maybe I want to save this slot. We could get horsemen. Oh, we do need a public order building. Here in the capital is maybe not the best place to build it, but it's cheap enough that if we want to move it later, we can do that without it having any significant cost. And I think from there, we're just going to save our money. Or, you know what? Archer chariots have got to be good. Because they have the ability to fire while moving, right? Well, it doesn't explicitly say it, but I know how difficult it can be to catch up with a mounted archer. Alright, so we do have a public order commandment that we could use to fix the problems we're going to have here. Oh, nice. It had a growth building in it already. But maybe we just want to push growth here, too. Yeah, it's really important to get your first couple of provinces built up as soon as you can. Alright, well, things are going pretty well. We've obliterated our first enemies, and I'd say we're well on our way to having some control of the region. This is our next goal. We're going to take out these vampires. Cambrian vampires do not get along. And from there, we're headed south. I don't know exactly how we're going to get into these mountains. I guess through the Springs of Eternal Life. But yeah, that's going to be our plan. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all as excited about the continuing adventures of Settra the Imperishable as I am. Come back next time. We're going to fight some new types of enemies. And we'll see you then.